Hey everyone, I wanted to do a quick story. I was talking to my grandpa and telling him a story that I had recently heard, and I kind of wanted to share it with you guys because he said, "Do you share that story with the people on your videos?" So felt like that was just a sign to kind of share. It's a funny story, very applicable, and also has a lot of wisdom. So let me get warmed up here. No, I'm just kidding. So the story goes, and I won't make it long, just kind of quick, simple. But the story goes that there is, and I'm probably, actually, I won't say anything. So the story goes, what's up, Blake? I'm telling a story, bro, about that I just told to my grandpa that he liked and told me that I should tell the people on my Instagram. So anyway, the story goes, there's a fisherman on this island, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Yep, and he's out there fishing. He does it because he loves it. He's just kind of out there on his canoe, very small boat, just out there literally fishing. And so there was a guy from what's up, Ludwin? There's a guy from the United States that comes over. He's an American businessman, stock trader, just has a mind for business. And he heads out to this island and he sees this fisherman. And the fisherman comes in and he says, "Hey man," he's like, "you got to turn this thing into a business." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" He's like, "Dude," he's like, "whenever you go out there, you just fish and bring the fish back for your family?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "every time you go out there, you should get extra fish so you could sell it and make money to live happy and relax, and just enjoy life." And he's like, "Oh, okay, like how would I do that?" And he's like, "What's up, Brian?" He's like, "Hey," he's like, "So the way you would do that is you just need to start getting more fish so we can come back and sell it to people." And the guy's like, "Oh, okay, and then what?" And he says, "Well, once you start making enough money, then you'll make $1,000 a month. And then once you make $1,000 a month, you can get a better boat, better equipment, and go get more fish, and then, come back in and sell more fish." And he's like, "Oh, okay, and then what?" And he's like, "Well, once you have a better boat, better equipment, you sell more fish, then you'll make $10,000 a month." And then he says, "Oh, okay, well, then what?" And then he says, "Well, then I can head out, we can get you an even bigger boat, we can hire some people, and then we can literally start having people go out and fish for you and then come back and sell it. And then you'll make $20,000 a month." And then he says, "Okay, well, and then what?" And then he says, "Well, then you can get a huge boat and we can take over the whole island. And then eventually we can provide all the fish for the people on the island. And then you can make $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month." And he's like, "Whoa," he's like, "and then what?" And he's like, "Well, then we could expand to the United States, and then we can supply all the fish to maybe, Florida or one of these coastal states, states off the coast, and then you could make millions of dollars." And then he says, "And then what?" And then he says, "Well, then you can just live life, relax, and be happy." And he said, "Why do I need to do that when I can do that now?" So it's kind of a funny story. Hopefully you got it. I kind of butchered it probably, but it makes so much sense. Like, so many people think that they're gonna get something, and it's like they're gonna get it, they're gonna get the car, they're gonna get the house, they're gonna get this, they're gonna get this, and then they get it, and it's like, well, and then what? It's another thing. So wherever you are in life, hopefully this story found you well. Just understand that you're never gonna get something. It's never gonna happen where you get this one thing and then that's everything's over. Exactly, enjoy the journey, not the destination. So that's kind of the exact mantra to that story, is that the guy just loved fishing. And Aaron, how are you, brother? You know, he loved fishing and he loved doing it, and it was just for his family and for, you know, to provide for them. And he was happy, able to relax and just do what he loved. And this guy, this businessman from America, you know, said that that once he did this, he'll get 10,000 a month, and then 50,000, then millions. And once he got these millions of dollars, then he could be at home, relax, and enjoy life. And he's like, I already do that now. So we all have the ability to enjoy life where we are now. I promise you, everything that you chase in the outside world will not lead you to the void that you may be feeling. It's really about moving through internal issues that you have and just really understanding why you're pursuing something. Because really we want things because we think it's going to give us a feeling. It's like we get the car, and then the feeling would be, well, then people are going to notice me, and then, you know, I'll get more attention, and then, you know, girls will like me, or whatever that is. And it's like, and then you get the car, and then you realize like that wasn't really why you wanted it. It's like there's a deeper meaning to everything. So I just told my grandpa that story. He's like, you gotta share that on your Instagram, you know? So I took that as just a sign to share that with you guys. I know, Jake, I know you want the car. And then you're going to want another car, and then another house, and then another thing, and then another. So it's fine. I want things too. I'm not saying to not want things. I'm just saying don't think that getting that thing is going to give you the feeling that you want, that in this moment you could actually have this feeling. I promise you. It sounds weird, but success and you know, these desires that we have can all be accomplished right in this moment. Like, put something below you want, and I'll give you the example of how you could have that feeling right now. Like, comment a car, a house, X amount of money. I promise you, I can give you an example of how what you have already right now can give you the same exact feeling. I'll start with Jake, just the car, right? Well, if you really sit with it yourself, hey, Courtney, I didn't know you broke your foot, or you sprained your foot. That's what Landon told me. So Jake wants the Model 3, right? And if he sits with himself and thinks, why do I really want that car? And it's not that he shouldn't want that car. I think I'm driven by things that I want as well. This is not about that. But when you really sit with, well, why do I want this car? And, you know, you really start to move through why it is that you may feel like, oh, well, maybe, you know, I want to be noticed more. I want people to respect me. I want people to take me serious because I'm pulling up in a nice car. You know, I want to post it on Instagram. I want to prove people right. And I'm not saying this is Jake. I'm just trying to give a general example so maybe it lands with you. Well, once I get the car, then people will notice me, respect me. They're going to think, save gas. Okay. So what is that a relation to? And then that's the thing too. Like, if you're trying to save the environment, yeah, you could really kind of sit with that. But let's say it's save gas. Well, is that related to money at all? You know? So once you really dig deep, and that's one of my gifts, is being able to critically think and dig deep with people. Yeah, see? So let's say you're making, you know, $1 million a year. Are you worried about saving gas? Probably not. So unless it's tied to environmental issues or whatnot. So I would just say follow the thread of these things that you want. Really break down why it is you want it. I'll give another quick example, and then I'll head off, let you guys go. But a good example that I see pretty common, you know, is, I think, like the finances. And I think that's a really big thing that I obviously share on this channel, but I'd like to challenge the way that we can look at this in terms of, like, even with Jake, we started this company, obviously, and I remember a year ago we were making like $2,000. Hey, Brooke. Expensive. Yeah, that's another word. Like, wipe that word out of your vocabulary. Expensive. It should just be, it's valuable. don't, like, language is very important to the way that you move through life. If you think something's expensive, do you think you're going to buy it? No, because in your mind, you're placing it as something, you know, lack of abundance, lack of, I don't have the amount to buy that. So but a quick example, and then I'll let you guys go, would just be the finances. When Jake and I started, it was like, I'm telling you, it's literally still happens. We were like, dude, if we could only make $3,000 a month total, if we could only make $3,000, and we'd talk and we'd figure it out and map it out and try and do this and try and do that. And then it was like, sure enough, the $3,000 came, and it's like, well, if we could only make, you know, $5,000, you know, then everything will be good, you know, then we could buy everything we want. Well, then, if we could only make $7,000, and then it's like, sure enough, all these things come, and it's like, well, really, if I dig deep, well, what do I want? I want a feeling of abundance. I want to be able to think that I could go somewhere and buy something if I needed it. I want a feeling of security. I want a feeling of safety. So those are kind of the examples that you would need to take in your life for something that you want. Still go after it. Out of anyone, I'm going to be the first to encourage you to go after it, because there's real stuff you got to take care of. But just don't let that prevent you from being happy now, and also don't let yourself think that when you get it, then the happiness will come. There's the science to achievement. If I go into this gym right now and I manipulate my body to do certain movements, I will build muscle. I will get in better shape. But there's an art to fulfillment. There's an art to really be fulfilled in your life. There's so many people that look great, they got the best stuff, they're not fulfilled. So that's what I want to leave you with. You're always going to want more. And when you get the most of the more, then you're going to throw something on top of it. And that's what life is. So hopefully that story found you well. Message me. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know how I can help you, obviously. And I'll be picking a winner for the $20 question. I got like 30, 40 of them. So throw yours in there, because, you know, there's already about 30 or 40 of them in there. So yeah, let me know. Talk to you guys soon. I'm headed to the gym. Peace.